Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick little video, try to keep it under 10 minutes of how I started my locs and why I started them, and yeah, pretty much a little, somewhat of introductory. Um, anyway, I started my locs July 13th or 14th of '07, and I started them with Sister Locs, got them installed. It took 2 days to do, and then 4 months later I took them out and replaced them with braid locks. So I didn't lose my parting or anything like that. I just took it, combed them out one by one, and then just braided them back. And the reason why I did that was because there was a stint there where I went 4 months without retightening my hair, and so I had a lot of growth. And for anyone in the beginning stages of locking, in the beginning your hair comes undone a lot, like the ends will start to unravel, and just because it's not used to being in that lock stage. So that's what I was having, and it looked like I had a little afro with like tiny little bits of braids on it, if you can try and imagine that. But yeah, so I was like, I had a nappy locks tool, and I had one way before I got my Sister Locs, but I was scared to retighten my hair in the beginning because I thought I would mess it up. So that's why I went so long without retightening myself. And then finally one day I was like, I don't want to pay somebody to do my hair, and I know I could do it myself. So I did it. I was like, what, it's my hair. If I mess it up, oh well, I can take it out and do it all over again. And that's what I did. I took them out, redid it with braids, and maintained it with my nappy locks tool. And you know what? It's the best decision I've ever made. I feel so empowered that when people look at my hair, they think they're Sister Locs, and to tell you the truth, I really don't even know whether to say yeah or no. I guess technically they're not. The parting is, but the actual act of locking them, they're not. So whatever, but it's a compliment to me that people would think that they are Sister Locs, and I can say that no, they're not. They're braid locks, and I did them myself. But I decided to lock my hair, and I had been envious of locs for many years, and I never quite knew the steps to take to get locs. I always thought that you had to shave your hair off, start from the beginning in order to grow locs. And so it is somewhat kind of true, but if you go the route of Sister Locs, then that's not necessarily what you have to do in order to maintain, or in order to grow locs. You don't have to cut your hair. But anyway, and finally one day I got the courage to cut my hair and start my locs, and believe it or not, I got the courage from another girl's blog, and I wish I could remember where I found it. I think her blog is still out there floating around somewhere. I'm gonna have to find it and post it. But it was a girl who had most of her adult life had permed her hair, and her hair was it was a nice length, and it was permed, but she decided, because of damaging and all of that, that it was time for the perm to go, and she cut it off and started with a very TWA, teeny weeny afro. And I read her blog. She kept up a photo log month by month, how her hair grew, styles that she did. She didn't lock her hair. She just kept it natural. But that was the encouragement that I needed to cut my hair. Cause like I had been saying I'm gonna cut it, but you know how you say you're gonna do something, but you haven't found the courage or the guts to do it. That's where I was at. I kept saying that I was gonna do it. I kept saying, I was like, I kept telling my coworkers and my friends, I'm like, I'm gonna cut my hair. I'm gonna cut my hair. And finally I did. And how I did it, I came home from work one day, I got in the shower, washed my hair, got out, looked at my hair, and I saw the new growth and the permed. I had maybe about 2 or 3 inches worth of new growth. And I took the scissors and I cut right in the front of my hair. And after that cut, like, there was no going back. I had to finish. And when I finished, I looked at my hair and I wanted to cry, because at that point I felt that I looked like my brother, and I felt like I was ugly, but at the same time I was kind of happy. I don't know. I didn't really regret cutting my hair, because that wasn't what it was. It was just, I thought that I looked like a boy, and it made me want to cry. So like the next day when I went to work, I wrapped my hair up in a scarf, and then later on after I got off work, I went and bought a wig, and I wore that wig for 2 days. And I was mad at myself after I had bought this wig, because that was the very thing that I was trying to get away from. I did not want to have in my mind that that was the definition of beauty, that straight, long hair that is nothing like the hair that naturally grows out of my scalp, that was beautiful. I wanted to completely get away from that image. That wasn't me anymore, and it made me, and I was very disappointed with myself. So the second day after I wore the wig, I got off work, I went to the store, got some products, got some headbands, and I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. So I started rocking my headbands and my earrings, and lots of, not really lots of eye makeup, because I don't really wear makeup, just around the eyes. Make sure my eyes were always looking nice, eyebrows done, lip gloss, and I found my inner beauty, if you can say that. And that's when India Irie's song "I'm Not My Hair" first started coming out, and like listening to the song and listening to the words, I was like, that is so true. Because after I cut off the perm, I was like, I'm still the same person, I'm still beautiful inside and outside. The hair does not make me more beautiful. So like, I felt free, and I loved it. And shortly after, I got locks. So now I am 3 years into the journey, and I don't regret a thing. The only thing that I do regret is the fact that I didn't do this sooner. My whole thing behind the videos and my blog that I have is to empower and enlighten other women who might be struggling with the same thing. Not necessarily to lock their hair like I did, but just to maybe let go of the perm, let it go. Who are kind of like in that stage of, I want to go natural, but I don't know if I can, that I want to help you. I remember being so frustrated and just not knowing where to turn, and no advice, and everybody is telling me, oh, you're not gonna cut your hair, are you? I don't know about that, girl. I've been there. And I even had a girlfriend of mine, pretty much, she was pissed at me when I cut my hair. My hair! She was pissed. She looked at me and she was like, why the fuck did you cut your hair like that? Like, not even any type of support. Just looked at me and was like, with a look of disgust, why the fuck you cut your hair? And that was a hurt feeling, because I was already struggling with the whole idea, and then the fact to have someone close to me to ask me that kind of question, it hurts. So I want to be able to help the women that are going through something similar to that. So, that's what I'm here to do. And I wish I could post more videos, but honestly, I don't have ideas of what to talk about. I don't want to be on here rambling. I do know that I tend to do that sometimes, get off subject. But I have my blog, so usually when something comes to mind about my hair, I post it on my blog. But I could start making videos about it as well, I guess. It only takes a couple of minutes to do. But yeah, if you have any questions, please ask me. If you have any ideas, or you want to want to know more about my hair, or what I did, or how I started my journey, or what I did before I started, whatever kind of questions you have about my hair, please ask me. I'm here to help. So thank you for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.